This is KGW News at noon.
And we start at noon with a new report highlighting the failures at the Joint Office of Homeless Services. The partnership between the city of Portland and Multnomah County is supposed to help get people off the streets. But an audit found the office can't even provide data on how many people it's housed. Thank you for joining us this noon. I'm Brenda Braxton. This audit started last year, and the results just came out today. Among the findings, the Joint Office didn't pay nonprofit service providers on time, and those organizations complained about poor communication. The audit also found when the Joint Office couldn't meet its original goals, it lowered its performance standards. The office has also dealt with major turnover. More than 250 people have left in the last few years. County Chair Jessica Vega Peterson responded to the audit saying, quote, "We are focused on both correcting past mistakes and moving forward with plans to reduce homelessness in Multnomah County." The outdoor dining spots that popped up in Portland during the pandemic are sticking around. Just about an hour ago, City Council made the program permanent with some new guidelines. Those come from PBOT and deal with design, permits and fees, and community impacts. During the pandemic, Portland temporarily allowed dining on streets and sidewalks to help businesses. That proved to be a lifeline, and it's not going away.
We're also pleased that these guidelines will ensure quality aesthetics for these structures. What was once an emergency response to surviving COVID has now turned into another kind of quirky trademark of Portland that both visitors and residents alike have noticed.
Businesses can start applying for new permits by mid-October, and they become effective on January 1st. Governor Tina Kotek is calling for collaboration and change to help revitalize downtown Portland. She held her first meeting with a new task force yesterday, and they'll meet again next month. The group is made up of about 40 people, including downtown business owners and city leaders. They're focused on issues like homelessness, economic development, and community safety.
I'm just excited that it seems like we're going to get down to business and do something about downtown Portland.
If it were just up to government, we are not going to be successful. We need every Oregonian, every Portlander getting behind, being part of the solution so we can get ahead of this.
The task force will meet monthly. Then in December, it'll present an action plan for downtown. Let's head back to the Weather Center and check in with Rod. Temperatures right now pretty pleasant.
Yes, that's our action plan. We're going to keep it nice this afternoon. I do have a return to 90 starting tomorrow, and we'll have that complete 7-day for you, of course, coming up. But right now, we are dry. We had some spotty showers last night that just nipped down into our northern area. Those showers are now fading east of Seattle with an upper level low, and as that moves across, it is pulling in some of that cooler marine air. You know, yesterday, most of the I-5 corridor, Salem and Portland, stayed in the 70s. Today, we're on track to certainly get up to at least 80, maybe a little bit warmer. Some live cameras for you at the noon hour. Still very overcast up in Astoria from the Astoria column camera looking out over the Meckler Bridge, Astoria-Meckler Bridge, I should say. And it's still cloudy down in Newport as well. There's our Uquinna Bay live camera, but we are partly cloudy in downtown. And I think, generally speaking, the cumulus clouds will become fewer and fewer in numbers as we go through the afternoon, and the sun will just get a little bit brighter. We're at 71 at noon. Temperature today right around 80. If anything, maybe a degree or two warmer than that, but still very comfortable. 75 for you at 8 p.m. Hey, I mentioned the warm-up in the 7-day coming, also tracking a thunderstorm threat as soon as Thursday overnight. We'll have that coming up.
See you then. Thank you, Rod. Portland police say a man is in the hospital after getting shot in downtown Portland. This happened around 9:30 last night near Pioneer Place on 5th and Morrison. Officers detained somebody on the scene, but they have not made any arrests. The Red Cross has stepped in to help people displaced by a fire at a Beaverton apartment complex. This is video from the scene last night near the Nike campus on Southwest Walker Road near Murray Boulevard. Tualatin Valley Fire and Rescue arrived around 10:30 to find flames shooting through the roof of a third-floor apartment. Took about an hour to get those flames under control.
But they make sure when it gets into that attic that we haven't had heat and thermal exposure work through some crawl spaces or some small spaces where it likes to hide. So we want to make sure it's fully extinguished.
4 apartments suffered damage from the fire, smoke, or water, but fortunately, no one was hurt. A Woodland man hopes you spot this expensive piece of construction equipment. It was stolen while he was working on a project near Olympia. Brian Tremblay travels up and down the I-5 corridor using a portable sawmill to do custom millwork. The saw is worth $85,000. Tremblay says he'd have to work 1.5 years to earn enough money to replace it.
It's like I lost my family. But dang, I'm gonna have to get a job flipping burgers or something. I'm trying to finish my house. That's my retirement. It's supposed to be a bed and breakfast.
The thieves left behind a portable jack, a pair of earbuds, and scratches on the ground where they dragged the saw onto a truck. If you know anything about this theft, you're asked to contact Tumwater Police. The first Republican presidential debate is tonight in Wisconsin. Frontrunner Donald Trump will not be on stage. He's preparing to turn himself in tomorrow to face charges that he tried to overturn the 2020 election results in Georgia. NBC's Garrett Haake has the latest from Milwaukee.
For the Republican candidates not named Donald Trump, tonight will be the biggest night of the presidential campaign so far. 8 candidates expected to be on stage, with millions of viewers turning in from around the country. The candidates trying to distinguish themselves from each other and from the former president who has been dominating this race from the jump. Now, at center stage tonight will be the 2 highest polling candidates in attendance, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis and entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy. Expectations for them will be high. They could potentially have a breakout moment tonight. They could also potentially face a lot of attacks from the lower polling candidates in the wings who need to go through them to try to become the alternative to Donald Trump. Now, Trump will not be on stage, but his presence will certainly be felt here in Milwaukee. He's got surrogates and staffers all over this town today talking to reporters. And of course, he's releasing an interview tonight at the same time that this debate goes live. But really, it's his legal troubles that will likely come up on the debate stage and then potentially squash any headlines that come out of this debate tomorrow. The former president expected to turn himself in to face charges in Georgia. Just another sign of how big the Donald Trump presence is in this Republican field, even when he doesn't show up.
Well, there may be only 7 candidates on stage tonight. North Dakota Governor Doug Burgum hurt himself playing pickup basketball with his staff. A campaign source tells NBC News Burgum was taken to the emergency room and later discharged. It's unclear whether he would be able to stand for that 2-hour debate. Rudy Giuliani is expected to turn himself in at a jail in Atlanta today. This is video showing him leaving New York City this morning. Giuliani is one of the 18 people charged with Trump for trying to overturn the election. Giuliani says he feels like he's, quote, fighting for justice.